Boom. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, we're going to find out how you take the regular restroom and turn it into a royal restroom. Let's get this show started. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you everything you want in life: prestige, wealth, freedom. It can also take everything away from you. This show is for those who are willing to take that risk. These are the real life stories of entrepreneurs. But before we start, I have one small favor to ask. Please leave a comment. It can be advice, critiques, tips, feedback, or share this with someone because your engagement is the most valuable and most powerful form of social currency. So thank you, and welcome to another episode of Business Bros. All right, business bros. Today we're diving into the world where luxury meets mobility and elegance pairs with essential services. Our guest has redefined what it means to go with style, making sure that no matter where you are, comfort and class are just a step away. So get ready to elevate your next outdoor event from mundane to magnificent. Please welcome the pioneer of portable luxury, Mr. David Sauers. All right, David, welcome to the program.
Hey, man, thank you so much, man. That is one heck of an introduction. I think I need to have you on for everything.
There we go, man. Wake up in the morning and play that intro, get that energy going, right?
I mean, it's like yelling at the top of your lungs, good morning.
That's right. That's
It just
right.
gets you pumped.
It gets you there. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road. First question I ask every single guest. You're here to promote something. There's something you do for a living. I kind of was subtle about it in the intro, but if you can explain it so that people understand and kind of visualize what we're talking about here, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm in a very unique business, and that caters to going to the bathroom. And, everyone enjoys the go, and we do it outside. We provide executive mobile restrooms. So it is a real bathroom wherever you need it.
That's it, man. And I love the simplicity of your business, man. It's like, to me, it's almost equivalent to like a barber, or even on the other end of what we do, which is like a restaurant, right? Everybody's got to eat. And because everybody's got to eat, everybody eventually has got to go. And so, you're having an event, and I know those portable potties, anytime I go to an event, my wife dreads going to that blue stall, right? But we all got to go. What's the difference between that blue stall that everybody goes to and dreads and the stuff that you're putting out?
Well, that's the whole thing. What I was just saying, we all kind of enjoy that little peaceful moment, and why make it stressful? So our restroom is just like something that would be at your house or a hotel, or it provides that privacy, but still the element of normalcy. We provide a real functioning restroom at events. So when you go into our restroom, you have a sink, you have a vanity, it's climate controlled, you have a real flushing toilet, so you can actually, sit down on that throne.
That is the kind of experience we want when we go to the bathroom, even if it's not at your normal, typical event. Now, I'm assuming there's a certain price point for these things. There's a certain kind of market or events that are going to have these kinds of facilities. Who's your target audience for your type of business?
Our target audience really caters to people that want to elevate their event. They want to provide something memorable for their guests. So we do anything from weddings to backyard events, VIP parties, to PGA golf tour events. Anything that is going to cater to a family atmosphere. So we do a lot of festivals in the park, and even overnight camping festivals, music festivals, large sporting events, anything where the event coordinator is trying to elevate that experience, kind of keep them there rather than just kind of pushing it through. Going to the bathroom is something that a lot of people skimp on, and they look at that budget and they're like, you know what, I can save a lot here. But the ones that do use restroom facilities for our portable bathrooms or any other competitor that is similar, they're really thinking about the guest and the overall experience that they're trying to provide.
Let me ask you about the setup, right? One of the great things about those ugly blue and green ones are easy in, easy out, quick delivery, easy and to get rid of, quick and done. If we're going to hire something that looks really nice, sometimes people expect it to take a long time. Tell me about the setup and the breakdown process for people who might be worried about that side.
It's still relatively quick. We're pulling in on a trailer, so we can pull a trailer that has 10 to 15 stalls in it, and we just drop it up, level it out, and we're gone. We've hooked up power. Most of our stuff has already got an onboard water tank. So as long as we have power and a water source available, we can be in and out of that thing almost probably quicker than a regular porta potty company can. Now, if a porta potty company is dropping off one or two stalls, yeah, we're going to be a little bit longer. But a typical setup is less than 45 minutes.
That is sweet. That's good. Then that makes it makes it reasonable. We don't have to plan super ahead, like at a different time frame. It's nice to have it installed and then picked up as soon as possible. Now, speaking of time, sometimes when you're having a good time, you get that urge and you don't really take advantage of it until, maybe it's starting to get too late. Any horror stories being in the business or fun stories that come to mind when it comes to dealing with bathrooms? I'm sure you've got to have a few.
This is our 20th year being in business. So we have stories that go all the way across the board. And we've done events that are absolutely, crazy to even think of. I remember we did, for many years, we did the Gathering of the Juggalos, which was absolutely a crazy event. But every event is kind of magical and it's memorable, and nothing has ever been, I would say, horrific, except for I guess it's always a bad thing when your guest gets sick and instead of going to the toilet, they go into the sink. That's probably about as yuck as you can get, but that they were having a good time there.
That's absolutely true. So stuff like that does happen, I'm sure. But I would think that when you provide nicer facilities, people tend to treat them nicer because they're nicer facilities. So I'd imagine the cleanup is not as bad as often as it would in many of the other instances. But just to make sure, how do you guys ensure that you have quality and cleanliness in the facilities, especially when you have like high traffic events?
Well, as you just said, most people really respect the bathroom, and it's usually at some type of intimate setting. So no one ever wants to leave the bathroom quite dirtier than they went into it. So you do have that element of respect. So it's great that people they have that feeling and sense that this is provided for them, so they have a little more respect for the trailer and tidiness. But for those events that we do that are high traffic, we usually provide some sort of attendant to make sure that there's fresh toilet paper, to make sure the towels are still loaded, to make sure there's no dribble on the seat, or just kind of general housekeeping, just to make sure that it stays as nice as possible. And an attendant is it's really well worth it. It elevates that status too,
Yeah, yeah. I personally enjoy when I go to the restroom, you come out and there's like somebody there either restoring stuff that is always stocked, or there's like mints, or that you hit the soap dispenser and soap comes out. Like those are things that are kind of important, when you're using the restroom. And speaking of cleanliness, you have more than just the restroom option, which is toilet, vanity, and sink. You guys provide showers, is that correct?
We do. We have showers. We have some laundry trailers as well, and we're branching out into a few other things. We've got some beverage trailers, which serve kind of as a temporary bar for events and services. We also have our office space that we're looking for, which we call quick space. So it can be used as a locker room, a dressing room, a temporary office, or even kind of like a ticket booth at a festival and stuff. We're also experimenting with some free refrigeration trailers or freezer trailers, but all of those elements kind of are still in the event space and are needed at all of these different events that we're already catering to.
When it comes to those different types of things that you're doing, do the aesthetics kind of come into play? So like, let's say, I wanted marble countertops, or I wanted something specific color scheme wise. Is there flexibility in that, or are they all pretty much like, white luxury looking trailers?
No, we have a few different options, and they all change from year to year. The general box style that we have is your standard nationally. But earlier last year, we changed up a little bit, and we kind of redesigned our restroom trailers. So for our more intimate, our special gatherings, we actually created what we call our vintage restroom series, which is kind of a rounded trailer that is polished stainless steel, and the inside is like a bronzed gold. So it really elevates everything from a aesthetics point of view. It doesn't look like a big white cargo box in the corner. This looks like it's meant to be there. It kind of blends into the background and the scenery of an event. A lot of people don't even realize that is the bathroom. They think that it is some type of photo booth or bar or something other than just a restroom. So it's really conspicuously hidden. And this element really changes everything for us, because we're no longer sequestered off to the corner. We're not 200 yards from the event. We're actually kind of being put front and center now, because we actually have an appealing product from the exterior, not just the interior anymore.
It looks nice. It looks inviting. People want to check it out. Yeah, it's the attention that you're looking for.
I don't know if you can see it, but this is one of them right here.
It looks nice. Kind of hard to see from the picture, but it looks pretty clean.
It's a little hard, but that was back there. That's our newest product that we're kind of trying to get out there.
Let me ask you about like ADA compliance stuff, right? I mean, we know that going to the restroom is a luxury that everybody has to do, regardless of your situation. There are people who might need a little bit of help and assistance to get in there. Is that accommodation made in the trailers that you guys bring in?
Absolutely. We have a lot of restroom handicap accessible trailers. We even have shower trailers that are handicap accessible. They lower all the way on the ground. So we've got hydraulic lifts in there, and the trailer squats on the ground. So we're only about 5 inches off the ground. So we have a very small platform that actually meets the ADA requirements, that 1 foot to 1 inch requirement. We have the full 6 feet on the inside, so that anybody in a wheelchair can easily move around, have assistance, and that sort of thing.
Nice. All right. Meeting all those compliance things. Now let me ask you from like a business owner's perspective. That's a lot of trailers, man. Like, how do you store all that stuff? How does one operate a business like yours?
Well, we we were one of the first to market back 20 years ago. So we've rapidly expanded, and we franchised it out, and we have about 50 offices nationwide now, range from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. And each office kind of has their own, I guess, fleet of trailers. My business partner, Robert, and we have about a little over 100 trailers in the Savannah, Georgia area. But nationwide, we have over 2,000 restroom trailers.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So a lot of place. Each office has to have a lot of place to store it. I mean, imagine these are not small, not huge, but not small either. You got to have a place to park them all. What about probably the most obvious question? What happens to all the shit?
You know, it is, all of our trailers have waste tanks. So everything kind of goes up under the trailer. And then we either have a pump truck or a septic truck kind of pump it out, or we bring it back to the office and we have all of the trailers pumped out at one time after the weekend. So believe it or not, a lot of events that we do, there's not a whole lot of waste that you really bring back. I mean, if you do a wedding, you know, you might have 150, 200 gallons for, you know, that's a 200 person wedding over a 6-hour period. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that stuff is brought back and then pumped out once it gets back to the yard. But typically, if it's any type of sizable event, we want to pump on site. So all those big pump trucks that you see running around town, they've definitely taken care of us.
Okay, there's a process in place, especially for those big events.
Yes.
What about let's jump into like what it costs, right? So let's go as simple as, you know, a backyard. What is a backyard party like event gonna look like compared to, you know, you're doing a larger event where you need multiple stations? What's that pricing look like in general?
So we start out with like a single stall restroom trailer, and that ranges all the way across the country. You know, it's a different price in California than New York and then in Savannah, Georgia. But we start off somewhere around $600, $650. And that's delivered, clean, pumped out, and brought back. For a little bit larger event, a 3 or 4 stall restroom trailer is anywhere from, you know, $1,000 to $1,300. But that is actually equivalent to probably close to 10 porta-johns, you know, your regular portalets. Mm-hmm. You don't get the mass, you know, service side of it. You can't service as many people, but from a longevity standpoint, it's equivalent to about 10 porta-johns. And most people don't really mind waiting a few more minutes to use something that, you know, they can actually use and not be terrified of.
Especially the ladies, man. I mean, the guys, I mean, we know we can go pretty much anywhere, right? It's a luxury for us to go in there. Cool. We'll use one of those, right? But we're equipped to be able to go wherever we go. But the ladies, however, they don't feel comfortable in some of these little stalls. They'll definitely wait in line to go to one of the luxury ones. What feedback do you normally get when it comes to stuff like that? That kind of comparison.
You know, it really goes back to depending upon the event style. You know, if you're looking at a marathon or something like that, you know, the porta-johns are fine. If you're looking at college football games or a concert, that's all fine and dandy. But if you're looking for the VIP people, you know, your sponsors and stuff like that, they want a little bit more elevated product. You're not just catering to the general masses. However, you know, we've done events all through the years. We've had studies, we've had surveys taken, we've had everything. And we've been noted several times that that events and festivals have expanded and their length of time for guests extend by almost 40 minutes by providing a nice facility. So in other words, when you've put all that work into getting somebody there for this one day event, you don't want them to leave. So
Mm-hmm.
by providing that extra restroom, a nicer facility, a real restroom, somebody that has kids, or like you said, a female that doesn't want, they're going to wait a little bit longer. You don't want somebody to leave your event because they have to go to the bathroom. And by providing this, if the average attendance stay is almost 40 minutes, how much more money are they spending? How much more
Really?
are they talking? Are they going to come back next year? Are they going to spread the word? More than likely, yes. So, providing a facility such as Royal Restrooms, it really enhances your overall event experience.
I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. I mean, in the real estate game, they always say how the restroom and the kitchen are what's going to sell the home. And I think if you're putting on a good event, maybe the restroom experience is the thing that is like, you know what, you definitely want to go there. They even have nice restrooms, blah, blah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Keeping your clients happy is important.
yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it. Have you ever left an event because you needed to go to the bathroom, or has your
Oh
wife
yeah,
ever left an event because you weren't quite comfortable with it?
100%,
And if you
100%.
have that's your answer right there.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. All right. Well, if people want to find out more about them, if they're in their area, what their pricing is in their particular town, how can they do that?
Man, please come visit our new website. It's royalrestrooms.com. We just revamped our entire website. Visergy out of Jacksonville did a fantastic job promoting, rebuilding our website. So we're super excited about that. But yes, visit us, royalrestrooms.com. You can find us on Instagram at Royal Restrooms. We're even on TikTok now at Royal Restrooms. Or you can send us an email at info@royalrestrooms.com, or call us on our 800 number, which is 800-969-7434.
Boom. Man, David, you just cranked it out today, man. Let me ask you, you mentioned a couple different innovations that you guys are working on for the event space, right? The bar, you talked about the restroom, you have the showers, you have the portable toilets. Of the stuff that's coming up here in the future, which one do you have your eye on, and which one's giving you probably the best feedback?
Uh, Definitely the new vintage restroom series. It's kind of a game changer. There's nobody else out there on the market yet, and we probably won't have it back to ourselves for too much longer, because we're getting a lot of attention, a lot of wedding planners. It's something new. It really brings a whole nother element. I haven't been this excited about a restroom trailer since, when we first started this business 20 years ago. It's really changing the entire landscape of high-end restroom trailers. We call them luxury restroom trailers, or luxury porta potty, but it's really just a bathroom. It's no different than your bathroom at your house. But the vintage series that we've got, that is luxury. That really steps up the game. I mean, you walk in and it's like a golden throne. It is really something to see.
Of all the product lines, which one gets the most bang for its buck?
The handicap accessible trailer. That is the most used and most needed. It is a very expensive trailer, but it is for everyone. You really, you've got to, there are laws that are in place that require a handicap accessible trailer, but that's what you need. We do a lot of nonprofit and community work, and a lot of these nonprofits and community organizations, that's what they need. That's what they need for the people that they're pushing, they're helping, and it brings everybody together. I mean, it's one of those things that we were talking about. We've got a nice restroom. Well, why does an elderly person need to go walk up the stairs? A handicap accessible trailer is not just for somebody who is handicapped. It's for somebody who, I mean, sprained an ankle. It's for somebody who is a nursing mother or needs to bring their child in. So you can have almost like a small little family room or family laboratory or an elderly person. So that is really a necessity in anybody's fleet.
And that's the big money maker. I love it. I love it. Well, David, you're doing a great service for a lot of different people, because at the end of the day, we all got to go, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to elevate your event, maybe you're going to step it up a little bit. Maybe you got some VIPs that you want to take care of. You know, having a good restroom goes a long way. People enjoy the experience. And like David said earlier, you might get your people to stick around a little longer, buy a little more, and have a better experience. So make sure you guys check out royalrestrooms.com, royalrestrooms.com. You can find them on social as well, Royal Restrooms, Royal_restrooms on Instagram. Take a look at those pictures, see how you can elevate your event, and make sure that your guests are enjoying the experience that you've provided for them. David, thank you very much for being on the program today. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. And we're out.
Thank you so much.
It's over. Go home. Is your business in need of marketing? Try starting a podcast. But not just any podcast. Podcast like a pro. We can show you how to take your business from being invisible to becoming a brand people trust. Go to www.businessbros.biz